Ding! It's parenting achievement time. So what level of parenting have you unlocked? These are the stories we like to share at the beginning of the episode, a little segment before we dive in.
Basically, it's like achievement unlocked on a game Xbox.
You know, a parenting fail, something that's happened that we've kind of, a lot of parents experience, and we're going to share, to show we're not perfect parents.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're doing.
I think there's a lot we could choose from recently.
I was conned by our almost toddler. Conned! I mean, it's also a cost of living thing.
I already know what he's going to say. He was furious about this when he got home.
So we did a little trip to Lidl.
Lily's favourite shop.
Yeah, it keeps her entertained. She loves running around with the basket on, the wheelie baskets.
Yeah.
That's what we count as an activity these days as parents, trip to the shops. That'll waste half an hour, get some energy out of her.
It does. That could be a tip in of itself for later. Take your kid to Lidl, let them run around.
Of course, the danger, as you can probably tell, is going to be the outcome of this story, is that they want to buy stuff. And
which normally with Lidl, fine.
Yeah, prices are pretty cheap normally. So we came home with a magazine. So we bought the stuff we were looking for. We got to the till, and they have the bank of magazines, and they had a nice...
near the till. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, Lily saw one, and she's at this point she's almost 2 when this happened, and so she's kind of a toddler age where she knows her own mind, but also you can't reason with her. So she saw the Thomas the Tank Engine magazine and wanted it. And we could have said no and had a tantrum, but I thought, it's a magazine. I'll buy it. It looked fun. It had a little train that came with it. I had not anticipated how much magazines cost these days. £7. £7 for a magazine. I was like, what? I thought it'd be like £2 or £3.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Did Lily play with it?
Not great. Not a great investment.
No. I mean, she does like the animals. Does she have a better standard of animals that probably didn't cost £7? I think so. And hasn't really read the magazine. She'd colour it in when I forced her to, but that was because I was aware how much money the magazine had been bought for.
So that's my parenting achievement I've hit is buying an unnecessary toy for an extortionate amount of money that is then not played with. Lily is quite stubborn, our little 2-year-old. And she's very attached to you. She's always been quite clingy with her mama.
She's always been a mama's girl.
Yeah. I mean, we go through phases where she's very happy. And, she's very happy with me most of the time.
Oh, she is,
It's just if you were
it was
in the picture.
A choice.
Yeah. And so I was trying to look after her one day.
Was it when I was ill?
I think it might have been when you were ill. So I think you were upstairs in bed. The problem was Lily knew you were upstairs in bed and so was not happy that she had to sit downstairs with Baba. And I think, because it wasn't during a time when we were going through this clothing challenge that we are now. So I think it must have been quite a hot weather, a hot day. And we were downstairs in the living room, and so she was naked and not wearing any clothes. And I was sitting there and I saw her. She'd been screaming, but I'd finally got her settled because she wasn't with Mama. And so she was standing there, and she looked at me and she kind of squatted down on the ground and gave me like an evil look and then started to do a poo on the carpet. And I was like, Lily, no! And she was just staring at me like, this is revenge because I'm not with Mama.
Yeah, for context, she was potty trained by this point, so she knew what she was doing.
Oh, yeah.
She knew she didn't go on the floor. She was like Baba screams, Mama might come down and do something.
Yeah, this will get Mama down.
I think it did get me down because he was like, I need to clean the carpet.
I was like, I need help. She's like done a poo on the carpet. Have you got one to share, Emma?
I do. It links into multiple achievements, technically. But firstly, it's partly an achievement because Lily will now get dressed. The downside to that is that she has a very, let's say, distinctive sense of style and you can't deter her. So for the past maybe 3 or 4 times she's been at nursery, she will wear a shower cap. And not just that, the nursery have told us she doesn't take it off the whole day.
She does wear some odd outfits, doesn't she? But I think that does top it all, like sending her to nursery and she's wearing a little shower cap.
But it was really funny. I was waiting outside to pick her up, but the nursery manager came out because she's got a little dog. And she was like giving it a bit of a walk. And then we started talking to her. Oh, your daughter's the one that wears the shower cap. And I was like, yeah, nice to be known as that, I guess. Makes us stand out. Clearly no other child has come in a shower cap.
Yeah. Not quite as amusing, but this morning she went into nursery with her trousers on inside out. Nothing you can really do about it because she's quite opinionated.
And adamant she's right. She's like, no, I wanted it to look like this. And you're like, did you? Are you sure you wanted that look? And she's like, yeah. It's like when she puts her shoes on the wrong feet and she's like, no, I don't want your help. This is what I want. And I'm like, do you though? And then we'll be walking somewhere and she'll go, oh, no, shoes. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, have you just realised? Or did you're just so stubborn that you didn't want me to help? You only wanted to rectify the situation once we got out. And you were like, oh no, now it's uncomfortable. I better pretend I've just realised I've put my shoes on the wrong feet.
The other achievement to share from me this time, so the achievement of having a daughter who's very into fashion is my link with outfits, and that recently she's been very into wearing nail varnish.
Oh, very.
And insisting other people wear it. And of course, being a father to a daughter, she insists that I wear it. So for the last couple of days, I've been wearing pink nail varnish that Lily did on my hands.
But only on one hand.
Yes, only on one hand. Only on, like, certain... And it's been done by a toddler, so it's really not very good. But we didn't have any nail varnish remover in the house.
We'd run out because she's done nails so often recently.
Yeah. So that's been my fun achievement, walking around just in life with looking a bit strange.
It's more funny. I feel like if you had all your nails done, it could just be a choice. Because it's like one hand done badly, it's weirder. Do you know what I mean? I actually had something today because Elliot told me beforehand, have you got one? And it made me think, and I actually had one. So it's one specific time, but it happens a lot, and a lot of parents will know. It's when your child goes to the toilet first, and then you go, oh, while we're here, I'll go on the toilet now. But the toddler, they've been to the toilet, they're done, they want to get out of there. So you're basically begging them to please not open the door and leave you exposed to everybody else outside. And Lily sometimes can be like a gymnast, because she can't always work out how to open the door, but she's like half hanging off it.
So the problem with toddlers, they're very crafty at knowing how to open locks and things, and toilet doors are
not difficult enough. I know
they need
that's
to be more
the point.
That's true.
To be easy for people to get out. But when you've got a toddler, you're like, please say it's like a higher one that she can't reach as well. But it did turn into a parenting actual success. In my panic, I was like, oh, Lily, look, there's a spider in the corner. And if you don't know, Lily loves spiders and snakes. Don't know where she's got this from.
The typical, cute and cuddly animals that kids like.
She really likes spiders.
Spiders and snakes.
So she was then looking in the corner going, spider, spider, desperately looking for it, which gave me enough time to have a quick wee. I'm able to regain my dignity before leaving the toilet. But it was a real touch and go moment of being like, she's like 5 seconds away from opening the door.
Yeah.
And just...
Yeah.
And it's not too bad if you know the toilets are empty, but it's when you know there's a big queue of people.
Yeah.
And you're like...
It depends a lot on the toilet and the setup, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because I've had this as well with Lily. We've both had this experience. My one wasn't that we were in a toilet where opening the door would just open out onto where the taps are and things. It was we were in like a disabled or a child what are they called, baby changing and / disabled toilet in a pub. So it was like a separate cubicle, and the door would just opened out onto into the room where everyone was eating. So
it's even worse.
Yeah. I was sat on the toilet and Lily was like trying to open the door. And I was like, if she manages it, she's going to just fling open the door and I'm just going to be sat there with the whole everybody, it just.
Just as they're eating their meals.
I wasn't as composed as Emma though, who quickly thought of a good, way to distract her, which is normally the best way with a toddler, isn't it? Whereas I was just going, no, Lily, no, no. Bad parenting from me.
Well, I don't think it was I was calm. I think my brain was desperately trying to think of something, and it worked.
A achievement from me. So when Lily was about 7 months, maybe, and I was putting up a new cot for her, I had the achievement of. I feel like it might be fairly common with dads. I know there's a reference to it in Bluey, which makes me think that maybe it's not uncommon.
Yeah.
As I really injured my back.
Really injured.
I wasn't even doing anything ridiculous. I just putting a cot up, like a travel cot. You had to reach down and push the bottom of the thing out so it snaps into place.
You're so tall, you had to bend really low.
And I just completely threw my back out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was lying on the floor. I passed out from the pain.
I'd catch him and put him on
it was really bad. And then I was laid in bed for a week. The first 2 days I literally couldn't move. And then I could slowly get up and crawl about and slowly hobble about and got better. And, but there you go. That's something I hadn't expected before.
Yeah.
Raising a child is that I'd suddenly become an old man and injure my back.
You were quite a young dad as well.
Yeah. Definitely. Great achievement of being a parent. Yeah. I'm now injured.
He's not even 30, folks.
I thought a common parenting achievement, which will probably be very familiar to a lot of people, is now that we have a toddler who's almost 2.5.
Yeah.
We are inundated with people going, when are you going to have your next child? Are you pregnant yet? What's going on?
What are you doing?
You having another child? Those awkward, lovely conversations. I really look forward to it. But it's just a bit awkward. And I always feel like I get a bit frustrated when people ask, because I'm always tempted to be like, that's a really rude question. Yeah. I'm not answering you. Instead, I just go, yeah, we're thinking about it. Probably doesn't help that we've been open before that we want multiple children.
Yeah. Two.
Yes.
That's that. Unless I end up with twins, that's the cutoff point.
That's true.
I know some people happy with 3 or 4. Not me. God willing, once we're pregnant again and have another child, that's it. No more asking.
Finished.
Done.
I'm with you on this. 1 child is a lot of work. I'm not looking forward to going back to the beginning. But the other little parenting story and achievement I thought you might like to share was a recent one where you had a fun time with our toddler in Primark.
Oh, I would say traumatic time. So other people, and they definitely will have all gone through this before. So me and Lily were in Primark. It's one of her favourite shops. Then I saw her run off and I was like, okay, are you going to bring something? And she was like, uh-huh. And then I turned around and she was gone. And my heart was dropped.
Oh.
And I kept being like, okay, it's fine, calm down. She can't have got past you. And she wouldn't go up an escalator. And I knew she was probably in this corner somewhere. Problem was, I kept shouting her name and she wasn't answering. And my panic levels were going through the ceiling.
Yeah. Those who don't know us very well, Lily is a very clingy child.
Very clingy.
Has never run off before.
Has never happened
Normally
before.
Won't be put down.
No. So I was like, Lily, come on, this isn't funny now. And I obviously that thing comes in my mind, oh my God, someone's taken her. I'm going to have to stop, shut down. So this lovely old couple, how old is your daughter? I was like, oh, she's 2, almost 2.5. And they're like, okay, we'll help. I was like, okay, I'm going to get a member of staff soon. But I kept telling myself, it's fine. She's in this corner of the shop. She couldn't have got... And I know practically she couldn't have got past me because literally I knew which way she ran and there's no exit that way. Mm. But in your panic state, you think of 100 things that could have happened. So I was then, at this point, it felt like forever. It'd probably been 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I was on the point of tears going, Lily. I went round this corner... And I saw her like a ninja, flat against a door, like a staff doorway, smiling her head off.
that her mother was screaming her name, terrified that she'd gone missing.
She thought you were
She
playing hide and
thought
seek.
this was the best game ever. I was furious, but then I was so relieved I'd found her, I couldn't even bear to tell her off.
Yeah.
I just picked her up and carried her around the rest stop. I told the lovely old couple I found
good.
her, and they were so relieved for me.
Bidding achievement unlocked. You lost your child in the shop.
I didn't even think, oh, what's Elliot going to think if I come back without a child? I was just like, God, I got to find her.
Just come home. I've got the shopping. We lost the child.
We lost Lily.
I thought we could tell people about now Lily started talking. There's a few funny things she's come out with in terms of pronunciation.
Yes. Yeah.
So one of her favourite toys to carry around, has been for a long time, is a plushie Bingo from the show Bluey. Her pronunciation is a little off.
Yeah.
And so she goes round shouting, Bimbo!
Yeah. Where's Bimbo?
It's always amusing. And combined with another word that's one of her favourites, which, do you want to explain?
Yeah, so my sister Kirsty has a dog called Lexi, and Lily loves this dog because she's dog mad. And Lily goes around saying Lexi, but it doesn't sound like Lexi. It sounds like sexy. So often, we really hope she never puts the words together of Lexi and Bingo, because it'll be sexy bimbo. So we had a lot of Jack's going to come up with a very fancy word then.
Jovial?
Joviality, I was going to say.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know that.
Goodness gracious.
So what happens when we record so early in the morning?
Blimey.
I read in a dictionary.
Crikey.
I don't know.
What is this?
I don't know it's a word. But basically we had a lot of I can't speak.
Where's your words? Where's your words gone?
Basically, we couldn't stop laughing when we were at Kirsty's house because she just would keep throwing the ball and going, go, sexy! So Kirsty's now calling her dog Sexy Lexi.
I wonder, Emma, if there's something that you've kind of given up, as it were, after becoming a parent. What things have you not managed to achieve doing that you would like to, but it just doesn't happen anymore?
Yeah, I was going to say personal hygiene is a big thing.
Yeah. There you go, an achievement.
Numerous things. Having money is being a thing I've given up.
Yeah, there you go. See, I was thinking about this, and I kept thinking of more and more things, and so I didn't want to narrow it down to one. I thought just
having
a whole
hobbies.
category.
I don't really have hobbies anymore.
A whole array of different things that just don't. I was thinking about how we've not been to the cinema in 5 years or so since since before we had a child, and there's other things like the garden at our house is just abandoned. We just have a wild garden now. It used to be a thing where I go out and
You'd really try.
Yeah,
we used to enjoy it.
But now that's just out the window.
You mowed the lawn, but I think that's the bare minimum.
Do the bare minimum now.
Yeah.
And I keep looking out the window going, there's so many things I need to do.
Yeah.
But I've got a toddler, and before that I had a baby, and
before that was lockdown. But you did care about the garden.
Maybe. I always think, go the future. One day in the future, there'll be a time when I can do the garden, we can go to the cinema, we can have personal hygiene.
Well, this can be during our retirement.
Over the last year since Lily started walking, she started walking around a year and a half.
Yeah.
And she's now just over 2.5. During that time, even though she can walk very well, she
perfectly
has
capable.
Yeah, a particular aversion to walking outside or anywhere in particular where you want her to walk.
Yeah.
And so
I would say she's getting better, but she still has an aversion to if it's muddy or wet, she doesn't want to walk.
So probably a very common experience for parents. Maybe, I don't know, maybe your kid's very good at walking.
It does seem like a simple thing they should be good at.
Yeah. But our toddler, we've got lots of stories where we've had to carry her places, or you head out hoping for the best, and then you always end up carrying her.
Or she insists that she's bringing her scooter, which she calls her bike, and she's like, Lily, go scooter. And I go, do you not want the pram with us? You don't want to go? No. And she goes, bike. I'm like, okay, fine. She puts her little helmet. I forgot what it was then. Helmet. Yes. Then she's rode it, but just far enough so that you don't want to walk back home with it. And then it's like, no, Lily tired. I'm like, are you? Are you tired after that little bit of... So then, carrying the scooter over my shoulder like you do, and for a little bit, she'll hold your hand, pretend she's going to be really good. Then, Lily tired. I'm like, you can walk. No, Lily tired. And this is when I should be stricter. And I could be like, no. But that's when sometimes you're in public and your child just is starting to have a tantrum and you're just, you know, when you're emotionally like, I can't deal with this. So then I'm carrying her and the scooter.
Yeah. We had that time we went for a walk in the woods and we ended up saying, you've got to walk home because she made such a fuss. By that point, we were like,
we need to put our foot down.
We can't give in because then it teaches her that if she throws a hissy fit, that she'll get what she wants. So we ended up walking home with her like clinging onto my leg. Was it my leg or your leg?
Well, I think she took turns on people's legs.
And like dragging her along the floor.
Yeah.
We're like, this is ridiculous.
Ridiculous. And I know people are going to go, did you try making it fun? We try making it fun. We're like, let's do a race.
We try all the things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you may be wondering, like, the pushchair seems like the obvious solution to this dilemma. Before the last few months, she's been very averse to even going in the pushchair. Yeah. She really didn't like it for some reason. She was like, why would I want to sit here when you can carry me?
I can sit in your arms. That would be the preferable thing.
I particularly remember going out one time on a walk somewhere by myself, I think I was just trying to entertain her for a morning while, you know, we were taking turns with childcare, and I was like, I'll risk it and take the scooter with me. And then because you're by yourself, you've then got no other options. And I did this big walk that was over ambitious. And I was like, ugh. So then I ended up heading out downhill, which was a stupid idea. Foolish Baba. I want to call myself then, Elliot. It feels weird calling myself Elliot. Foolish. And so I was coming back home, and it was like a really hot day. So I was like sweating, walking uphill, trying to carry a scooter under one hand. I had like a big backpack as well.
Yeah, because you're going on a big walk.
And then I had her with me, and she was tired, like flopping all over. It wasn't like holding on nicely, or, you know, she's like a big sack of potatoes trying to throw herself off me, and I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Why am I doing this?
What a nice day.
Yeah. So at the weekend, we went to your parents' house to celebrate your dad's birthday.
Yep.
And as part of the celebrations, we had an evening activity.
A ceilidh.
Yeah, went out to a ceilidh.
If people don't know what that is, it's Scottish dancing, but it's basically...
It's a barn dance.
Yeah, it's barn dance.
Anyway, it's one of those typical moments which I think probably is relatable across the spectrum of ages, whether you've got a baby or a toddler, that it was just kind of an awkward time.
Yeah.
Like, it was an evening thing where Lily was meant to be going to bed, and it was like, what do we do? But it's a special occasion. So
and
it's
she
like,
had a nap, so we were like, oh, maybe she'll be able to stay up a little bit later.
Feels like we needed to make an effort. Baba said this is not a sensible idea.
It's a bad idea.
I was the stubborn little thing that was like, we should stick to Lily's routine. So we headed out at like 6:30.
Yeah. Lily might be able to spend half an hour to an hour here, and then she'll go home and sleep. I didn't account for the fact 15 minutes would be taken over the plate.
Yeah. So, and they started like 15 minutes late anyway. Yeah. It was just very relaxed. They were like, oh, we'll let people arrive.
Which was fine for everybody else, because nobody brought children.
Yeah. That might have been a giveaway when we arrived that no one else had brought children. This is
true.
So actually the first dance, there was about like 20 to 8.
Yeah.
And you just carried her around.
I just carried her around and she looked miserable.
To get into the meat of this story, which is...
We've done too much setup.
Yeah, that's the setup, really. At that point, I was like, Lily is just flagging. I said to her, do you want to go home? And she was like, yes, go home, Dodo. I was like, great, we're going to go home.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll take her home. This is Emma's event, Emma's family. She can stay. She's the one who's really into dancing. If you know me, I'm not a dancer at all. I can do a ceilidh, it's fine, because they tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Debatable if it's a good idea. Yeah. Lily's very clingy with Mama.
It was a very generous idea.
Yeah. Well, And this is where my stubbornness kicked in. I was like, I will take her home. I will let Emma have fun. I'm going to be a good dad.
I'm going to be like, no, I'm not pestering her with my problems.
Yeah. So I took her, already she was upset leaving. She started crying because she was like, why are we leaving Mama behind? Why is she staying here? And Grandma and Granddad were there. She's like, why are we leaving them behind? To get home to Granddad's house where we were staying, I needed to take her in the car.
Yeah.
It's only like 2 miles at most up the road.
Yeah, it's not far.
But we brought the car, and so I tried to put her in the car. I mean, she was screaming at this point anyway because we'd left, and she was like, why have we left Mama? So I was trying to put her in a car seat, but she was kicking off. You know, she's doing that thing, you know, where she like arches her back and like pulls her arms out and was like half on the floor and kicking. And so I was like having to like kneel on her to get one arm through a strap.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I got one arm through a strap and I let go to get the other arm through, she'd get the other arm out. So I was like, this is not gonna, even in the unlikely situation I get her into the car seat,
she's gonna
get out in like 5 seconds while I'm driving, which is a bad idea. So I was like, what do I do? So I was like, well, I'm stubborn. I'm not going to pester Mama, so I'm going to walk home with her.
I was clueless at this point. I was doing a dance with Dad. And then, from my point of view, it was about, I don't know, 20 minutes something later. I looked at my phone and I got a message saying, you might have to come home soon. I've had to walk back with her. And I was like, walk back with her? And then we heard the news, we can't find Bingo.
Yeah, so it was a bad walk home. I had her screaming. She was happy to begin with because she was like, great, I'm out of the car. But then
maybe we're going to get Mama.
Yeah, as soon as she noticed we'd gone past the church hall, she was like, what are we doing? Where are we going? So she was crying again. And I was walking home. I was getting really hot and sweaty trying to carry her because she's so heavy. You know, she's a 2.5-year-old. She's approaching 3. She's not like a little baby anymore. No. She's quite heavy. And it was, you know, like almost 2 miles home. So I was, oh dear, and I was thinking, what am I doing? And also on the way home, I was wearing shoes that were like my going out shoes. They weren't practical shoes. No. So I was getting like a blister on my toe as I was walking. I was like, this is terrible. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? And halfway home, I realised that Lily was going, bingo, bingo. And I was like, oh no. I was looking through the colours like, we haven't got bingo. We haven't got your toy with us. I was like, what do I do? I'm halfway home. I can't go back. I've no idea whether it's in the car, whether it's still in the church hall, whether we've dropped it walking home. I was like, this has gone so wrong. It's gone so terrible. Bad. So yeah, I made it home and messaged Emma and I was like, I don't think she's going to go to sleep. Yeah. She's just in such a state.
You need to come back.
Yeah.
I saw Bingo was on the table at the church hall still, so I grabbed Bingo.
I'd left it behind.
And I've never seen a child look more excited when I came through the door with Bingo and me. She's like, oh, my 2 favourite things are here. Mama and Bingo. And within 5 minutes of Mama being there, Lily fast asleep.
Yeah. There we go.
After all that.
Big parenting fail.
Yeah.
And we went back and we had a lovely time dancing. It was really nice, actually. The best thing, though, was that Baba was proved completely right the following day.
Right.
That the next day, Lily was just completely out of it. Yeah. Just, awful. And I predicted this beforehand. I said, if we ruin her routine like this, we're going to pay for it the next day.
And I was like, she's had a nap. We won't be there long. It's going to be fine. And in fact, we weren't there long. Still ruined her.
She went to bed late.
Day.
She got up at the same time the following day and then was in a terrible mood.
She was. I think this whole thing is for him to say, he told me so.
You see why I'm telling this story now. I'm going to get this in the podcast. Baba was right. The long-winded story, but it's kind of funny looking back. It wasn't very funny at the time. Achievement unlocked.
I like he's given up. He sometimes he has his phone making a noise, and clearly this week he's like not doing it.
It just goes downhill.
It's what I have to live with. You hear that? It's what I put up with every day.
Parenting achievement time.
Parenting achievement time.
Is this? That's what it is.
It is. Do you have a parenting achievement you'd like to share?
Ba-ding!
God, it's gonna be like this today. Do you have a parenting achievement?
I thought we could talk about how our house is always a tip.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like the last few episodes we've been kind of getting at each other with the various achievements we've been sharing, purposely being like, go on, you share a thing where you did something bad. And it's like,
true.
next time it's like, I'm going to share a story where you come off in a bad light.
It's true. It's true.
So I thought we'd try and go for one that's kind of
Everybody's fault.
everyone's fault or no one's fault, or just a kind of relatable thing as a parent. Is your house a tip?
Every night time, our house, because that's when somebody cleans while the other person does bedtime, our house becomes clean. And then somehow, like, within 5 minutes of waking up in the morning, because Elliot normally does morning, I come downstairs and I'm like, what happened? Like,
A bomb's gone off.
it was
Stuff
clean
everywhere.
last night when we went to bed, and I've come down and it's all a mess again.
Yeah. It does, well, I mean, we do clean every night, but equally, it's still not as much as, like, pre-children.
Oh, yeah.
when-
But also, there wasn't as much mess pre-children.
Yeah. Ever since having a baby.
As
And then,
in, you could hoover and stuff more because you didn't have to tidy up all the junk. Whereas I feel like now you have to tidy up all the junk, you're not as incentivized to do the other bits.
yeah.
Because that's like lower down on the priority scale.
Well, we thought we'd share a funny story of recently I got in a kind of a particularly cleany mood one
Yeah.
evening.
Went mad.
Came to regret it, but then it was good afterwards. I was like, I'm
yeah.
going to clean under the sofa.
Under the sofa. You can get every item out
Yeah.
and check if it should be under the
Because
sofa.
it was a tip under there. It was just stuff shoved under there,
Yeah.
things Lily had hidden under there. Goodness
And I
me.
think it had just been, was it after Christmas when we'd other people? So like we had board games we'd kept shoving under there that we were going to sort out
we'd
later.
not properly put stuff away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so amongst all this discovery, afterwards I called up to Emma and I was like, come see what I found.
Yes,
It's
there's a lovely
great.
thing. I don't know why he had to share this.
I wanted to share the parenting achievement with you. I found a bottle under there, like a toddler bottle that had once contained chocolate milk.
Yeah.
It had been under there so long that what was left in the bottle, and it was full, was solid.
Yeah.
Like a solid
Can you imagine
brown...
my face when he said, come look at this? I'm like, why have you shown me that? Disgusting.
Yeah, I was like, I was going, I was looking for this bottle. I'd wondered where it had gone.
I know. When we saw it, I had wondered. But the thing is, you always go, oh, I bet we've put it in a bag, like ready to go out
This
somewhere.
feels like a whole other parenting achievement.
does,
but the
yeah.
amount of things we lose
Yeah.
that I'm like, where on earth did that go?
What happened to it?
It just turns up months later.
Yeah. Or we never find it.
Yeah.
And it's just a mystery.
Yeah.
That's rather a long achievement. But yeah.
Do you have a similar experience or parenting achievement that...
When you always say this, you look at me and I feel like I'm under pressure to reply.
Oh, okay. I didn't mean to. I was just, we're having a chit chat. I look at you when I chit chatting.
I know you're asking the audience, but I always feel like being like, we've just discussed.
Do you, Emma? Do you have a parenting story that you want to share?
It's similar. And I want to be like, yeah, it's the same as yours.
Well, just to clarify then, you, the listener, those people listening to us, you can hear me in your little ears. If you have a story, an achievement, something that's a relatable experience as a parent, have you found an old bottle full of old congealed chocolate milk under your sofa? Let us know. Get in touch.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Or something more gross.
Yeah. Or what's the grossest thing you found whilst
I'm
cleaning your
intrigued.
house? I thought less of the fail ones this time as our first episode back, but more kind of just catching up with where we are as a relatable moment. Time has moved on. Lily has passed 3 years old, like she's gone past her 3rd birthday. So we have entered that phase where we now have to pay for her.
Yeah.
For everything.
Yeah.
Like, she was free everywhere.
She was, yeah.
Now she costs money.
She costs money.
Everywhere you go.
And she looks big. It's
Yeah.
for people who just like, she's a big 3-year-old.
Can't get away with being under 3, really.
No.
She's just too tall.
Yeah.
Like, she's skinny, but tall.
Some of my friends are like, oh, but my kid's little, it's fine. I'm like, no. When they're tall, I feel like we'd have to prove that we pretend she wasn't that age. But to be fair, it makes sense. For a long time, they're free and they don't really take up any space or, particularly engage with a lot of the activities.
I mean, in other ways, I think things are getting easier now that she's 3.
Yeah,
it's been a
definitely.
while since we last were recording and sharing our little journey. And in that time, I mean, some things we've had achievements.
Yeah, we got rid of the dummy.
Yeah, I
Big
know
achievement.
if you've been following us for a while, you'll know that that's something we were working on for a long time.
Yeah.
Finally managed to make it happen.
because we kept saying before our second birthday, before she's 2, there'll be no dummy, and that didn't happen. And then this time we were like, right, before she hits 3, and it actually happened.
Success.
We actually did it.
I mean, in many other areas, things have not changed, and we are still failing at parenting. Even though she's now 3, she still barely wants to walk anywhere, still wants to be carried everywhere.
Although, I will say, she does play her father for a fool, in that now that Mummy's got a baby in her tummy, obviously I can't carry her, and she walks fine with me by herself.
Yeah. Great.
But as soon as Elliot's with us, she's like, Baba, carry. So I would say she definitely knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's perfectly capable of walking.
But she does the same with you, like in terms of like she takes longer to go to bed with you because she plays around, whereas with me she's like, oh well, I'll have to go to bed. It's Baba.
Whereas with Mummy she's like, just one more book, and one more book turns to 10 books.
Yeah.
That we have on a night.
Yeah. We're still not very good at food. She still doesn't eat very consistently, definitely doesn't eat very healthily.
No.
Masses of sugar.
This is why, thank goodness, she's now going to nursery an extra day. Because when she goes to nursery, the 3 days she goes, she eats healthy and she eats everything they put in front of her. So, I know it's a lot of money, but I think it's worth it in the grand scheme for her health. And that she's actually going to be eating nutritious food.
There you go. There's some updates. I remember this was quite a while ago now when we had a stairgate on the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
And, it comes to a point where you don't really need it anymore. Lily was very capable. And so we took the stairgates off the top and the bottom. And then I found for like weeks later, I would like pause at the bottom of the stairs.
I remember
and,
us discussing it. It's like we were acting like there was an invisible stairgate.
Like a phantom stairgate.
We'd always wait almost and go, oh no, I can just walk straight up.
Just do it. It was such a revelation. And like I'd be coming downstairs or coming around the door and I'd just stop like mid-step and be like, oh, I don't need to do this anymore.
Yeah. It's like your body must have muscle memory where it's like, well, we stop now and we do something to get up the stairs.
The other one I thought of, which kind of ties a little bit into some of what we'll talk about later, was around kind of food and meal times. You kind of get into a habit of eating when toddlers eat.
Yeah.
And so it's normally like a very early lunch and a very early tea.
Yeah.
And then you find Lily's like away at nursery or something.
So those days you could kind of do what you wanted.
We could go back to normal. But for some reason, you get hungry at like 11 o'clock. You're like, well, I better have lunch.
Yeah, no, we're stuck in the toddler pattern now.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't matter when she's like at nursery because she is like breakfast, lunch and dinner there.
Yeah. It's really ruined going out for meals.
It has.
Or like going out on evening
or socialising.
Things. Yeah.
People are always like, oh, should we meet at 1? And we're like, well, we'll have eaten.
It's like 2 hours past our meal time.
We could maybe have a snack with you. Then I feel like the other people are like, well, I don't want to order a lunch if you're not having lunch. Like, it just makes it awkward.
Yeah. So it's like a parenting achievement of like, I've become my child. I basically just do whatever they do.
Yeah, we've developed too much into just adapting.
Any other examples you can think of things that habits that are hard to shake?
Not really. I think sometimes I still act like she's a lot smaller than she is. So I'm like, come here, I'll help you put your shoes on. And she goes, Lily can do it. And I'm like, of course you can. Of course you can put your own shoes on. And admittedly, she's not good with laces, but she's still adamant that she will do it. And sometimes I need to help. But often she's good because she's quite independent sometimes that she'll be like, I can do that.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to help me? Perfectly capable, Mum.
Again, it's kind of like muscle memory, isn't it? I have that with, I always like pick her up to put her in the car seat.
Yes.
And like, she's now perfectly capable of climbing up into the car and getting in her seat. I have to strap her in. Yeah. But, she can get in and out fine herself. But I still have that kind of like...
You're like, well, we pick them up and put them in. Yeah.
So, yeah. Things just constantly change as parents. They do. And they just...
Got to adapt.
Never anything stays the same. And you just kind of, sometimes find yourself going, why am I doing this?
Yeah. I actually have a story this week.
Very good. Go ahead.
For those who don't know, we're expecting our next baby rather soon. Our little girl Lily, she was sat in bed with me chatting away about the baby.
Yeah.
And we for a long time we said, oh, when the baby comes, it's going to bring you a present.
Yeah, so we've discussed this on a previous episode when we were chatting about how we were preparing to go from 1 to 2. And we mentioned that we have this plan that we're going to give Lily a gift from the baby.
Yeah. What we didn't foresee in the conversation last night is, Lily was like, oh, well, I need to give the baby a present. I'll give it some dummies wrapped up. And she has already wrapped up some dummies.
It's nice. She's really keen, really excited for the new baby.
Very excited. And then she's going, well, what's the baby going to get mummy and daddy? And I said, oh, the baby doesn't have to get mummy and daddy anything. But she'll go, well, no, everybody has to get a present.
Oh, no.
Because she wants, so we're getting her a tablet, which she specified at the moment has to be blue with sparkles.
Okay.
So at least we're going to have to find a cover.
I think there's a correlation here to a certain character in Frozen.
There is,
that she's a big fan of.
We're obsessed with at the minute.
Yeah.
And she's going, well, we could ask if it could get you an orange tablet like Bingo. And I always go, well, I don't think Mummy needs a tablet. Well, you need something.
Oh,
baby has
she's
to
so
get everyone
fair,
a
isn't
gift.
she? She's like, everyone needs a present from the baby.
So
now we're going to have to buy us all presents.
That's what I said. So I said to Elliot this morning, I was like, we're going to all have to get a gift from the baby.
And we're all going to have to give a gift to the baby as well, probably.
Yes, probably.
Yeah, I mean, Lily's already told me that we're going to make a cake for when the baby arrives.
Yes. Yes, she's very excited. She's got a lot of things
because
planned.
it's her birthday.
It's her birthday, which is true. It is the day she's born on. She's not wrong. Just as the baby forgets
this good idea we had is gone downhill a little bit now that we have to buy 3 presents.
Yes,
but anyway,
I think it's fastly getting out of control.
As long as we don't have to buy 3 separate tablets, it's okay. Another quick parenting fail from me that happened, I can't remember if it's this week or last week, but it ties quite heavily into our episode today, chatting about renting, because in our current house, we don't have a downstairs toilet.
No.
And so when Lily goes on the potty downstairs, I have to carry the potty upstairs to the toilet to dispose of it.
And we even have quite a clever potty. You just have to take the little bit out the middle and carry the whole
thing.
But
I was getting too cocky. I was getting too, I don't know whether I was distracted.
You're rushing around.
I think you were having a nap or something.
Yes.
Something, you weren't there, and I was looking after Lily. So I was trying to be quick. And Lily had been to the toilet. She'd done a wee. I think she'd done a poo in the potty as well. And I was like, you stay there, Lily, and I'll just go get rid of this. So I was like, trotting up the stairs, and I tripped up the stairs. And I was like, so not only did I spill some of this on the carpet, but it splashed right in my face. And I think you heard me from I did. I was like, swore halfway up the stairs, and you're like, are you all right?
I was like, are you okay? Like, I thought he'd hurt himself, and he was like, I've put pee in my face.
I've just thrown Lily's wee in my face.
Yeah.
And I was like, great. This is great.
It did make me laugh. Like the kind, loving wife I am.
There you go. Lesson learnt, and my parenting fail.
So when you're going up the stairs, be careful.
Yeah, got to be careful. As mentioned up front, this episode we're chatting all about how we're getting on. We're currently almost at 2 weeks with our little one. And we've sat down to record to update you about how things are going.
Yeah.
Boo, ding, ding, bing, bing, ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Parenting achievement time.
And boy, do we have a dramatic story for you.
Dramatic.
So we could put anything in here. We've had quite a lot of fails and stories and things that are quite funny and amusing. We could have put in this segment, but we'll go with the big one. We could have put it in
the dramatic one.
Yeah. We'll take it out of the narrative later on and talk about it up front here at the beginning. So things were chugging along nicely. It was day 4.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think. Well, we'd been home a few days.
Like 2 days.
Yeah, not long at all. And then we had a rather hectic going on that we're not ready for. Not what you wanted on day 4.
Yeah.
When you're all just trying to recover.
Lily trapped her finger in the back of her door.
Yes.
Which at first we're like, I feel
like there's different levels of this. You get your finger just kind of a little bit.
Yeah, but this got really.
This was bad.
Yeah.
It was like in the hinge side.
Yeah.
And yeah, I try not to think about it too much because actually it's one of those things. We went through the whole birth, and I wasn't squeamish at all really. And then this really, if I think about it too much, I feel a bit faint.
I was really stressed at the time.
If you're squeamish like me, then we'll try not to go into too many details, but maybe
anyway,
skip ahead a few seconds. Her finger kind of got a bit crushed.
Yeah.
And it was bleeding.
Like,
she was screaming.
She pulled it out. I was trying to put the door back, so she could get out. But obviously, she's a toddler. She can't wait.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, her nail's going to come off. Anyway.
I was worried her finger was going to come off, to be brutally honest.
Anyway, so we took her to get like a little first aid wherever we were. They put a plaster on it. And I'm like, oh. And I was thinking, it's bleeding quite a lot still. But we'll see if that, We then brought her home. About 2 hours later, I thought, I'll have a look at it. And it was
and she was having a nap because she'd like been crying this whole time in pain. We'd given her Calpol and
I was like,
she'd
let her
finally
have a lay
fallen
down.
asleep.
And I had a look at it and I was like, oh no, it's still bleeding pretty badly.
It looked like a deep wound.
I think we need to go to A&E. Elliot, you're going to have to take it to A&E.
I was like, oh no.
Yeah. But he was very brave for someone who's not good with blood or hospitals.
I'm not good with hospitals, not good with blood. But yeah, I drove Lily into A&E and we went to minor injuries and we sat around. It was actually pretty good. I was really worried it was going to be hours and hours and hours. You know what A&E can be like. And I thought, how am I going to keep Lily, entertained?
Yeah.
But she was really good. And actually, by that point she'd calmed down quite a lot and she found the whole thing quite exciting when they were seeing her. There was a lot of sitting around. So she was really good being patient. It was challenging. But yeah, we got seen to. She had an X-ray.
Just to check.
They didn't think it was too bad, but they wanted to make sure that like her bones were okay. It wasn't broken. It was all good. It was just quite a nasty cut. So they kind of
glued it up
and sorted that out, put a dressing on it, and we got to come home.
Yeah.
So
in the end, fine. But at the
end.
time, very stressful. I literally stress ate through most of them while I was sat in hospital. So when they came back, I was like, I'm so glad you're pleased. There is no chocolate hardly left at all now.
Yeah, it was a stress we didn't really need on day 4.
After we'd been like, everything's going so well.
Yeah.
So
So there you go. There's something we can tick off our list that we've done. Hopefully won't happen again.
Yeah, it's true.
There we go. And we can tell the story on the podcast for everyone to enjoy.
I'll remind her of this years later and be like, we had a newborn. You know what you decided to
And we got a record of it. It's on. It's recorded on audio now.
It's recorded on audio.
Go on then. Tell your story.
Right. This was like 3 days ago. See, I'm already adding to it. I don't need to tell you when it was.
Dive straight in. They don't need to know that.
So I was slowly waking up, kind of groggy. I feel like some pressure on my head. I feel a sticker stuck to my forehead. So I pick it up and take it off and I open my eyes. And there's Lily sat staring at me. I just looked at her and she was like, I'm keeping the sticker safe for Baba. And I was like, oh, great. I'm like a sticker guardian, apparently, where you stick stuff on my head to keep for Baba. And then I could hear Lola whining in her Moses basket. So I was like, I'll go and look at her. By her foot, just tucked under it, was a bottle of fruit shoot. And when I looked at Lily, why is this in here?
What's it doing?
Thought she might be hungry.
I think she was like, she heard the baby crying and she was like, she must be thirsty. I'll give her my drink.
But thankfully, she hadn't tried to feed her.
Yeah,
she just popped it in.
Just left it in
basket.
In her
I'll
basket.
pop it in there and see if she'll get it.
Because that'll help. In last time's episode, we talked about how Lily was coming in our bed. And from that story, you can probably tell that Lily is still sleeping in our bed. We've been very unsuccessful at getting her back in her own bed.
We've been successful that she starts off now in her own bed.
And lasts about an hour, 2 hours
Yeah.
tops. I've not even gone to sleep yet by the time she comes into our room. I think, was it yesterday we had a terrible night going on trying to get her back because she wouldn't take her shoes off to get in our bed.
Yeah.
So we were up a lot of the night because she was having a meltdown. And I think yesterday I only got like 3 hours sleep. So that was a bit of a parenting fail. But so far it's we're making very, very slow progress.
Slow progress. Slow but steady.
Yeah.
So just a funny thing we've noticed with Lily is that she changes her pronunciation of certain things depending who she's talking to. So if she's talking to Mama, she calls it a bath. If she talks to Baba, she calls it a bath. And I was like, she's so clever because she's picked up that we use these differently. So I think in her head she's going, well, that's the way they say it, so I'll say it the same way so they can understand me.
Beep boop boop. Parenting achievement time.
Parenting achievement time.
I feel like I'm very low energy today.
I'm very high energy for
Oh, you still got lots of adrenaline in you. So this is a little segment before we get to the main part of the show where we like to share something that's gone wrong, a parenting fail, or just a relatable moment, a funny story. We're not experts or perfect parents. Things go wrong for us too, and we like to share in the misery together.
We do. A little while back, we were going to church, and it was one of our first weeks going with Lola, in addition to our other little girl, Lily. And I remember I got out of the car with Lily, started walking in. Elliot walked in, turned around, I was like, hey, mate, where's the baby?
Yeah, I left the baby in the car. I know. It was only across a car park.
It was far, but it did make me laugh. Then I turned around and was like, wait a minute.
It's because I didn't really see you get out and go with Lily, and I was like rushing around grabbing the bags, and so I assumed you had the baby, and you assumed I had the baby, and we just left the baby in the car, just left her there abandoned, forgot about her.
Yeah. So I saw him, I was like, well, this is a surprise.
I was like, oh no.
I didn't expect we have the baby.
Go and get the baby, we forgot her. I was like, oh dear. Yeah, that's true. Yep, that was an early parenting fail.
Yeah.
That would,
So when you listen in the future, Lola, we did once forget you.
Yeah. The other one I was going to bring up was... again, a little while back, it's probably not actually that long ago, but I mean, time is so strange at the moment. We're deep in the trenches of early days parenting that a day feels like a week and a week feels like a month. Do you remember when you were pumping milk and you gave me the bottle to take down and put it in the fridge? And I came back up to you still holding it. I was like, Emma, there's a ladybug in your milk.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't
know how it got there.
I don't know how it's got there. But I looked down and there was like just this little ladybug swimming around.
And it annoyed me so much because it was in the earlier days where I was still like building my milk supply. And I was like, for goodness sake, that's a whole thing of milk gone now because a ladybug decided that it would be tasty to try and drown itself in my milk. I don't even know how it got in the house.
Yeah, how it had crawled in. Are there any stories from the weekend, parenting achievements?
Well, we had a hard time. I say we. I had a hard time because Lola, she's teething very badly at the minute. People don't know that's the baby.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we should say, Lily and Lola. Lola's the little one.
The little one. Lily's
almost 4 months.
Yeah, and Lily's our big girl who's almost 4. And Lola just, because she hadn't drank much in the daytime, then was up all night drinking, which was good that she was drinking, but...
And she weed on the bed? Parenting achievement?
Then I woke up, we were bed sharing because Elliot wasn't there to tell us off. And I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm very cold and wet.
Oh.
And at first I was like, oh no, I hope she hasn't thrown up. And then I was like, oh no, not a throw up. Huge wee because of everything she'd been drinking. I'll be honest, I was quite relieved it wasn't me. I hadn't wet myself. And that Lily hadn't wet herself, that it was the right person to have wet themselves.
Yeah, very true. There we go. Look on the bright side.
So, yeah, every cloud has a silver lining.
I'd made a note that, Lola is often sick as a little baby, and she's sick more than a lot of babies, but it's been doing okay recently. But
getting better.
I was taken by surprise recently when there was a suddenly out the blue, and I was holding her in my arms upright, and
it was very talented.
Very talented. Managed to like send all the sick down the inside of my t-shirt, like down my top.
There was nothing on her.
Nothing on the outside.
Nothing on the outside of you.
I was just like, oh, what's going on?
Because I was looking at you like, why is he complaining? And then you showed me, and I was like, oh.
I was like, she's managed to get it like right inside, straight down. I was like, great, this is great, lovely stuff.
It made me laugh a lot.
Yeah. A few little ones we could run through as well. I mean, we got lots of parenting achievements recently. With a young baby, there's lots of things happening. Before we forget to mention it, I really enjoyed the story. This was a little while ago, maybe a few weeks, maybe I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. You'd made a list of things that you were going to do. On like one day I was working, you were at home with the baby on maternity leave.
And I was like, I need to get the passports done. I need to organise. I think it was like something for Lily, one of her classes. I made a big list of things I wanted to get that day. It's just dropping things. I wrote it all out. And then if people don't know, if they haven't listened to the previous podcast, at the time Lola has like cow's milk protein allergy, but we didn't know that at the time, but she was being impossible to feed and throwing up all the time. And Elliot laughed because when he saw me the other day, I just added to the bottom of the list, keep baby alive. And I just ticked that off. So it meant I'd done something that day on my list.
It was a good achievement.
It was.
Parenting achievement. You kept the baby alive all day.
He did amuse me though. He was like, your list, like you've added on. I was like, yeah, just to make me feel a bit better. I was like, have done something.
Yeah.
I kept the baby alive.
Oh, you got any stories?
Oh, yeah, probably tons.
I think last time you did talk about that you were going to share a story about a library book.
Oh, yes. And this is entirely my failing. One day we were like, oh, we need some excitement in our lives. Let's go to the library. Because we used to go all the time for story time, but Lily's kind of outgrown that now because she's a big 4-year-old. She wanted to go pick a book. So I was like, oh, great, this will be exciting. Lola had a complete tantrum though, so Elliot had to come save us and pick us up early. But anyway, we got this library book. Now, this library book has been sat by the front door, I'm not kidding, probably 3 weeks, waiting to return to the library.
Has anyone read it? Has anyone read the library book?
I know, because
No.
it turned out it was a Pokemon book, but it didn't have a story and it just showed different types of Pokemon.
Did you not know this when you borrowed it?
Nope, because we were in a rush because Lola was
Oh.
having a big tantrum.
I see.
And Lily was being pedantic about what book she wanted.
All right.
We haven't read it.
Yeah.
Lily
It was
flipped
like
through
an
it
ongoing
once.
joke in our house for a few weeks where we'd pass this book and go, we better return that.
That's
We
not
better return
library.
that. Like days would pass, weeks would pass. We've still not returned the library book.
And I kept going like, it's going to be, I know it won't be big, but I was like, it's going to be a huge fine by the time we take it back because it was
And
really...
literally, I'm not kidding, the library is like a 5-minute walk down the road
Yeah, it's
from
not
us.
far, it's not far. I even went to the library one time with Lily and told them, I owe you a book, I'm so sorry. I finally took the book back and it was great because they were like, oh, our system's been down for like 2 months. We've become like a big
North Yorkshire Council.
North Yorkshire
We've
Council.
all merged.
We've all merged.
It's all terrible.
But since then,
Boo, down
have-
with the council.
Thank you. They have to get a new system in place for taking out books for the library.
I don't know. They're updating or changing their system
Some
or
kind of
something.
system.
So that
Anyway.
means that they've broken their entire system.
Yeah.
Nothing works. None
Nothing
of their
works.
electronics and
So they were
computer
telling us,
system
oh,
works.
it doesn't matter that it's late.
And of course, you know, the
We
library
can't-
is a community library. It's run by little old volunteers who have no idea about technology at the best of times. So yeah, they have no idea who's got what books or
No.
whether they're late or... She took it back, but
She
she's
took
like,
it back, and the woman was like, I have no way of telling the system when you've handed it back. And I was like, okay. And she was like, I'll note it down though, so you won't get a fine. She went, but I don't even know if they can give you a fine because we have no idea who's got what books. So in the end, it's worked out okay.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get a fine
Yeah.
because they have no idea who has any books.
It did amuse us a lot at the time.
It
Yeah.
did, yeah.
I also thought we should mention we've started doing some weaning with Lola.
Yeah.
So she's begun eating some food. And we now have that. We're in that fun phase where we get very grumpy stares.
Yes.
When if you're eating anything around her, she'll stare at you. I had this wonderful moment the other day when I was eating something in front of her. And she had this wonderful smile on her face. She looked so happy. She was like, oh, food. Look at that. And then her face slowly sank as the realization dawned on her that
This is not for
this
you
wasn't
food.
food for her, that I was just eating in front of her and she wasn't going to get any. And just the look of complete betrayal on her face. She was like, what are you doing? It's just that, it only a matter of seconds, but that quick transition from like absolute joy into, no, you're not
you
going to give
doing?
me the food, was just hysterical. Recently, both kids have been going through growth spurts.
Yeah.
But of course, with Lola being our second child, we had stored away lots of clothes from our firstborn. You know,
Yeah.
we diligently kept a lot of them, the ones that were still in good condition. We're like, we'll keep all this ready for our second
Yeah.
child. So we've got big boxes up in the loft of all this stuff. Of course, what happens is I go up, I look through, and I find loads of clothes that we kept that are now already too small.
Yeah.
I forgot to get them down, and it's now too late. We kept them for like 3 years. They've been sat in our loft, taking up space,
Yeah.
and I missed it for like
Missed
a
it.
month. And now she can't fit any of it.
In your defence, though, a lot of it's not the right season, so it's
true,
not that
true.
useful anyway. A lot of it.
But it is what it is.
It is.
It is parenting. That's what it is. We've got a whole host of ones to share this week. We better rattle through
Last
them.
night, Lily got herself dressed for bed, and
Yeah.
we both said to each other how
good a job she had done.
Got her
This morning,
undressed.
when I was getting her undressed, can you tell all the viewers what's on her leg?
What's on her leg?
That's her leg.
A bracelet.
A bracelet. So she slept all night with a bracelet on her leg. It was quite tight, high up her leg.
Oh, I see. It's not on her ankle.
No.
It's like hidden under her trousers,
It was like
halfway
just
up, like
below
her
her knee.
Oh, I see.
I was like, what's this? And she went, oh, it's my bracelet. I went, I can see that. I was like, why is it near your knee? And she was going, oh, well, Moana has one on her leg.
Oh,
in
that
the
is
new film.
true.
And I was like, oh, yeah, she does. And I was like, is it not tight? And she went, it's a little bit uncomfortable. I was like, oh. And I was going, and you put that on before bed last night? Yes. So you slept all night with this bracelet, a little bit uncomfortable in your leg. She went, So from now on, it was really good she got herself ready for bed, but we maybe should do a check.
Yeah.
Is there any hidden items of jewellery underneath?
It's been that sort of few days, hasn't it? This week is, oh dear, it's been quite a week. We had a bank holiday on Monday, and then Tuesday was quite a day. One of the stories I wanted to tell was about Tuesday morning. Well, nighttime, really. Lola wasn't sleeping well. She decided she wanted to wake up at 3 a.m. and have a party.
She just thought it was morning.
Yeah. And she was awake for like an hour.
Yeah.
It was like so frustrating.
Because
I thought it was morning or like 5 a.m. because like that's when sometimes she like wakes up a bit early. But then when you were like telling me like it's 3
I kept
a.m.
being like, it's 3.
was
And
like,
he
what?
kept going, what? Is what? I was like, yeah, it's 3.
So anyway, it took me a while. Eventually, at like 4 a.m., I got back to sleep.
Yeah.
I was like, "Great, let's have a bit more sleep." So I went back to sleep. What happened next? At 5 a.m., I woke up with Lily standing over me,
Yeah.
our almost 4-year-old, looking at me like it's morning. I was like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, "This is too early. Go back to bed."
Yeah.
And she was telling me, she's like, "Where are my plasters?" So she'd
Yes.
gone to bed holding a pack of frozen plasters.
Yeah.
Not like, just to clarify, the film Frozen, not like the plasters were frozen.
Not that she'd put them in the fridge or anything, yeah.
That would be weird, even weirder.
Yeah.
I was like, they're literally beside the bed. But then she had a bit of a meltdown because she didn't want to go back and find them in your room. So then she woke up the baby at 5 a.m. I was like, I've spent so long awake trying to get her to sleep. She's only had an hour. Now she's awake. Now she's awake again. And now I'm awake. So from 5 a.m. I was just up. She didn't go back to sleep. I couldn't get back to sleep. That was it.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed with her.
He was. And Lillian came into like the room crying, like, Daddy's told me off. It's not morning, but it is morning. And I was just like, and I kept going, oh, well, it might still be night. Let Mummy look at her phone. And she would go, what time is it, Mummy? And I was going, I still think it's nighttime. It's almost morning.
As few other little bits. I mean, Tuesday was just a mess, like heights and lows of emotion.
yeah.
Just, I mean, I'm sure there was more stories from them, but we probably haven't got time to go into them.
Yeah.
Any other parenting fails that I've done this week?
No, but there's another one I've done. I took both girls to Lidl yesterday. I picked up nappies, but they were like one size too small. And I don't know why. I don't know what in my brain thought we were in that size again. I was looking at them for ages because I thought I was wrong. Like, part of me knew that wasn't the size she was. But I kept looking at the pictures and thinking, but that baby looks more like the size she is. I kept thinking she can't possibly be in size 4. So I got size 3, brought them home, and Elliot immediately, as soon as saw them, was like,
I was like, what? Why have you bought them?
why have you brought them home? And I was going, because we need nappies. And he was like,
They're the
in
wrong
that size? And
size.
I was like, oh, I knew it. I knew, like, my gut was telling me it was wrong, but I just couldn't think properly. And in my defense, I think because both kids were with me, I was just panicking. I'm so annoyed because I get into swing of things where I'm suddenly, like, very capable again of, like, cooking and cleaning. And then I get a cold or something and I'm, like, back to square one of being exhausted all the time.
It's parenting achievement time.
Parenting achievement time.
Shall we tell everyone about the Pooh saga?
Oh, the Pooh saga. I didn't even realise this could be a problem.
Yeah.
Like, and now we're in the trenches with this problem. It's a nightmare. So, basically, I mean, it's TMI, the whole information, but if you're parents, you know, you get obsessed with your children's bowel movements.
It's going to be a whole story and conversation about poos, so, just heads up.
So, Lily had, like, bad constipation, and she did a really hard poo. And since then, she's had, like, a phobia of doing a poo in case it hurts.
We gave her some medicine to try and help.
Yeah. And it has, now she's now not constipated, but
Yeah.
mentally,
She acts like every poo is
it's
going
going to be really painful.
Yeah.
And she cries and cries. And this is a child who's been potty trained from like 1 year old,
Yeah,
slightly
yeah.
younger, because we did EC from 6 months. Lily will cry and cry on the potty and be like, I only want to do a wee. And I'm like, okay, just do a wee. And she's like, but I don't want to do a poo. And I'm like,
She has such good bowel control. It's insane.
like, if she doesn't want to do it, she won't.
Yeah.
And you have to be like, please. I've gone down the route of like bribery.
Yeah.
So far she's got a Tiana dress, some aerial shoes, and it's bad parenting. Don't get me wrong.
This whole story, the whole thing is bad
I don't
parenting.
pretend it's good parenting, but the problem is I really tried the gentle parenting. We like looked at a video of how you try and go moo while you're sat on the potty and you put your feet up.
You were trying to sing her a song.
Sing a song.
You found some stuff online.
Yeah,
about...
we watched a video about how to make poos don't hurt. I tried to make it funny. This is TMI, I did a poo on the potty to show that it's not scary. And she promised me if I did a poo on the potty, she would. Well, did she? No.
And you could understand all this if she was constipated and it did hurt, but we'd actually gone past that point.
Yeah,
Like,
no longer hurts.
well, we'd been plying her with this medicine, so they were definitely coming out soft.
Yeah.
Poor thing. It was like, it's so difficult as a parent
It
being
is.
in that situation, and she's crying because she is so scared.
Anyway, this is a long story. In the end,
I came home, I had to be bad cop, and I wrestled her onto the potty.
Yeah.
There was a lot of screaming and crying, lose massive points for my gentle parenting.
Yeah.
Not... No, definitely. This is
definitely
not the way,
not
to,
the
do
way
it.
to do it. But like at that point, we'd run out of options.
Yeah, and I mean, the problem was it worked. Like, we had a big thrashing around in her room where it was kicking and screaming. She is strong.
She is very strong.
Goodness me.
And then we immediately stood up. I was in the room feeding Lola, and she did a big shout, "Mummy, I've done a poo!"
She was so happy.
Now delighted.
Yeah.
Ran in. Come look at my poo.
Yeah.
Isn't it big?
And
Haven't I done a good job?
I was really worried that this thing would scar her.
Yes.
We really tried to avoid doing this because we didn't want this to be such a traumatic.
Yeah, we wanted it to be like
incident.
a nice experience. The next poo.
But so afterwards, I was just like trying to be like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I had to force you. I love you, Lily. I'm like.
Yeah.
But she was immediately just like, this is great. Look, I've done a poo.
Look, I've
Thank
done
you,
it.
Daddy.
Yeah.
I've done. I was just
Completely
like,
fine.
and I was there like,
I was so annoyed because I was
drained.
like, I've been there trying to do this nicely for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like I've been so patient, and it just hasn't worked. And then you're there for 5 minutes after wrestling her on the potty, and she does it. And I was
Yeah.
just like, why did I spend that long?
Whew.
And afterwards, she's so proud of herself.
yeah,
And I'm like, why do we have to get to this point?
I know.
So now I'm dreading every time she's due a poo. I'm like a dread of what are we going to do, because...
We'll get through it.
So, yeah.
Anyway, that's our going on at the moment. I'm sure there'll be a new struggle on the horizon.
I'm sure there
And
will.
we'll talk about it on the podcast. There we go. Lots of things that have gone wrong for us recently, or just funny stories. Are they relatable to you? We'd love to hear from you. If you have your own stories to share, get in touch via the usual means. Find all the links below, social media, website, blah, 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 stuff like that. There you go. You can find it.
You'll do it.